morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us for this week's episode of Mornings with Missy. I'm Missy Nash, and we are here in the studios from the Henryettan online newspaper. And today, my very special guest is Bobby Sue Jocelyn. Bobby Sue, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. There's the air. The air just came on, so we are in good shape now.
Yes.
You've been sitting here nervous and sweating getting ready for this episode. Bobby Sue is from Oklahoma.
Yes, Oklahoma.
And she is here today to talk to us specifically about the Willeka Outlaw Day. But before we get started with this, Bobby Sue, what do you want us to know about you?
Well, let me think. Well, I'm from Willeka. I work at West Watkins Technology Center in Wetumpka, Oklahoma. I have 4 kids, 3 girls, and my son Seth, he passed away 3 years ago. So he's on my
always with you, isn't he?
Yes. So
always with you.
I try to stay busy, keep my mind busy, and this is why I do Outlaw Day.
Well, fantastic. Now, I always ask the guests on our show to bring a cup and to share with us about their cup. And we're laughing because tell us about your cup.
This is my cup. It came with my plates and bowls that I bought at Walmart like 20 years ago. I don't drink coffee.
So, what should you have brought then instead of the coffee cup?
A bottle of Dr. Pepper or water.
There you go. I love that story. We all do have those sets, though. I'm pretty sure. I think mine had the ducks on it.
Oh, I know them.
I know, and I see people now like looking for those, trying to bring them back.
Big money.
I put mine in the garbage for a reason. All right, so tell us about the Willeka Outlaw Day. How long has that been in existence, and what's your purpose there?
Well, it was called Pride Day before that, so it started, I believe, 1978, and they've done it every year. I think they stopped during COVID, so we didn't have it then. And then I went to a meeting, and another friend, her name is Katie Burden-Greer, she went to the same meeting, and they turned it over to both of us. So.
Oh, fantastic.
So we kind of took over, and we did the Pride Day, and then this year we decided to change the name to represent our community and the school, because
they're the outlaws.
Yeah,
right?
They're the outlaws, so that went hand in hand, so it worked out good.
Good. Well, what day does this take place?
September 6th.
Okay. And let's talk about all of the events that you've got going on, because there's a ton.
Yes, I brought this just in case I forget something.
Right.
But we are having a car and bike show. They register at 10:30. That'll be on Main Street. They'll see where to go.
Okay.
Then we have a rib cook-off. Setup time is at 8. They bring their own ribs. Then we have the vendors and food trucks, and they'll be set up by 9:30. Let's see. We'll have a karaoke contest from 1 to 5.
Are you entering that karaoke contest?
Oh, no. And first place is $500. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, $500
That's a big deal.
for first place.
Who gets to vote on the winner? I'm curious. Don't worry, I'm not coming.
You want to be a judge?
I'm not coming to enter.
We get somebody from out of town, usually from the city. So.
Okay,
somebody
that's fine.
that doesn't know any of us or any locals. That way it's fair.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet that's a ton of fun.
Yeah, it was really fun last year.
How many contestants did you have last year?
Oh my goodness, I cannot remember. We had quite a few.
Yeah.
We were shocked, but
good.
It was our first time having that.
Good. So some real talent came out. Good. That's awesome.
They were all good. And also we'll have bounce houses and a mechanical bull. We're going to have a poker run you register at 3 p.m.
Okay.
And that's on Main Street also. But to start the whole day off will be a town breakfast by the First Baptist Church, and it is $7 from 7:30 to 10.
Okay, great. Those Baptists know how to cook.
Yes. And also there'll be a fun walk, which I would walk if I'm in it. That starts at 7:30, and it'll be at the MJ Arena.
Okay.
And let's see, Kitty Parade at 10:30, and then the big parade follows after.
Well, just a full day of events.
Yep, and games, and we'll even have a cooling station. We
Okay.
have 2 of those.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, because it's been hot.
It's been hot.
Hopefully we'll have a little reprieve.
Yeah.
Maybe the temperatures will be down a few degrees.
Hopefully. Last
Yeah.
year was nice weather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, fantastic. And are there any other events going on?
Let's see. Well, I said the games. That'll
Yeah.
be about 1:30 by the church.
What
so.
What is the alumni softball? What is that about?
Well, we're hoping we have it.
Oh,
It's
okay.
kind of iffy. I don't know yet. They haven't 100% said yes that they're going to be having it.
All right.
So,
Okay. Well, stay tuned.
yeah, stay
Okay.
tuned. I'll be back.
All right. Thank you so much, Bobby Sue, for coming today. I do appreciate it. You guys get on out there to Walika and join in all of the fun and events that are taking place in their community.
Yep.
I appreciate your time today. Thanks
Oh,
so much.
thank you. Everybody come out and have fun. All right.
All right. We're going to take a break and we'll be back.
Okay.
Whether you're new to pistols or ready to level up, Native Arms and Trading Company is the place to be. We offer hands-on instruction with experienced trainers at our on-site pistol range. Choose from group classes, private lessons, or even build your own class with friends. We'll work around your schedule. Learn the basics, get certified for concealed carry, or master advanced techniques. Training made local, personal, and practical. Native Arms and Trading Company, where community meets confidence.
Welcome back for the second half of Mornings with Missy. I'm Missy, and today my very special guest on the second half of the show is none other than the Miss Cheryl Leeper. Cheryl, thank you so much for joining.
I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you. Now, I just have to tell everybody how we came about meeting, because I just love this story so much.
Okay.
And you may not even really know, but Larry, he's the one, Larry Three Trees, with the Henryettan. When he approached me and we were discussing, beginning this show, and I was no, and then I said, okay, let's give it a go. I was telling him about the person that I wanted to meet. I did. I said, I want to meet that woman that maybe no one knows, that is just that vivacious dynamo personality, that's the mover and the doer and the goer in her family, that makes that great peach cobbler, and is just that spectacular personality. And he said, well, I already know who that is. And I was like, tell me, I want to know. He said, that's Cheryl Leeper. And I had no idea who you were, but he said, I'm going to give her your number and get you two in contact. And you showed up at the dealership
I sure did.
to meet me, and I mean, we sat and talked for a long time, to the point that Brad was giving me the old stink eye, like, you better get back to work. And you picked up on that, and you were like, girl, I think you're in trouble. So, all right, enough of my talk. You're here today for a couple of reasons. The one I already discussed, but we just talked to Bobby Sue about the Outlaw Day in Walika, and you have a rich military history and love for our veterans, and I want you to just dive right in to tell us what you're doing to honor our veterans during that special day.
Well, my whole mission is to build longer tables instead of taller doors. And I think the conversation at the main street's a lot different, and I think those things can happen. Because there's nothing like people being able to sit down and discuss. You never know a person until you really sit down and just talk with them. And so I was in the military 26 years.
We're gonna talk more about that in a second, okay?
And when I came to Walika, then I knew the act. I heard that there was a gentleman who had received the Medal of Honor, and so and if you're in the military, I mean, that's a big thing. And that his family was from Walika, and so I said, you know what, I'm going to have an art wall, and I'm going to name it after him, because that helps people embrace what people have done.
Sure.
And so I named it after him, and I got to know the Atkins. And so up and behold, one of the art walks, he came. And back in the day, the sergeants used to have wear taps.
Yes.
And so you knew they were around,
yeah.
and you had to straighten up. I don't care what your rank was.
Uh-huh.
And so when he walked toward me, it was just like he had those taps, and it was just wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was in like 2006. And I wanted to help be a part of the community celebrating.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted to have a place to do that.
So how many veterans do you have that come out and participate in the art walk?
Well, now I changed. I used to do crafts,
Okay.
and so I changed it to focus on veterans about a year ago, really.
Okay.
And so I have the Four Kings, who are a motorcycle group, and they partner with me to celebrate.
Mm-hmm.
And so then it's a lot by word of mouth. And so now this is the second year. This is the first year I changed it to just veterans.
Okay.
And so what we're going to do is just have a meet and greet. And veterans they're really, either they'll tell their story or they talk too much.
Yeah.
Or they say it over and over again.
Yeah, yeah.
So I said, why not give them a forum so that they can bring their pictures and photos and meet the public, and the public can embrace them and tell them, thank you.
And so many of the veterans that I have known in my lifetime that served in maybe times of war, some of them were very private about those experiences and didn't want to share those experiences. So I'm grateful. I mean, like my grandfather, for example, he served in the Korean War, and I don't know any of those stories. I would love to be able to have him here with us now to appreciate that.
And if they can do that, it's healing for the veteran.
Yes.
If you can just get them to start to know that it's okay, get it out of their head and tell them. Some of them they will never ever tell, stories. But maybe we can just start.
Yeah. And what time will that portion of the day begin for you?
Most of it'll start from 10 o'clock to about 4 o'clock.
Okay.
So it'll be all during the outlaw celebration.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fantastic. I hope everybody will get out there and meet our veterans and hear their stories. Thank you so much for doing that. Now, let's turn just a little bit, because you hit on a couple of things there that I want to elaborate on. First, you talked about it started as an art walk, and you did crafts and that sort of thing. You're an artist.
Yes.
You've shared with me you do all types of mediums. What are you interested in? What's got your interest at the moment?
Well, the background is that when I I got an art scholarship when I was in I was about 9 years old, to a very prestigious museum. And so an artist, their heads are a little bit different, because they either do their craft in their head all the time. I didn't understand that.
Yeah.
And so they see things different. And so when I got out of when I went to high school, I wanted to be an artist and paint in the streets of Paris. And my mother said, you better be a nurse so you can eat. She was very practical, and she was right on key.
Yes.
So I did all that nursing stuff. And so I wanted to get back into art. So to answer your question, I did the canvas for a long time, but I found out that I'm a better potter. So I do pottery.
And that leads us right into your cup.
Yes.
So your cup, so beautiful and so unique. Share this with us today.
This is what I call my compassion cup. And one of the things that I kind of just lean on is that compassion, for us to sit down and talk and discuss, I think one of the elements is compassion. But where do you get it? Are you born with it? Do you go to the store and get it? How do you replenish it?
I wish we could.
And so that's another part of my premise is, to sit down and talk and make a longer table, a person has to come with something. And so I think compassion is one of the elements. So
well, it's beautiful. I hope we can zoom in on that a little bit.
And so
move that right on up here to the front so that can be seen by everyone.
So I was working on it this morning. But so what I've taught children pottery. So what I do, I have them make a cup, and it represents them. And then I have them make a heart. And so, it's supposed, the symbolism is that compassion begins within ourselves.
Yeah. I love that.
And so if you have compassion, you can't always come and and get it anywhere else, but maybe you can look at it. And, because until we start loving ourselves, then how can we love anyone else? How can we have feelings for anyone else?
That is so true. Gosh.
So that's my cup.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
And I had a friend tell me this morning, I'm praying for your interview today, and that you will have grace for yourself and the guests. And
Yes.
I mean, how beautiful that you bring that today, and it all ties in together.
Yes.
I love that. Okay. All right. Now, let's move right along. You joined the military. Tell me about that time. I mean, y'all listen to this story.
Okay, I was...
I
was a nurse.
You followed your mom's advice.
I did, thank goodness, because I did not have any street sense. I would not have lasted in Paris very long. And so I was I had always worked under the umbrella of the federal service. I worked for the VA, I worked for the Department of Defense. I was was a single parent, and I was looking for something where I could get some rent, and they would pay for it.
Yeah.
So if you work for the military overseas, then you have housing and you live, substantially well. And so I had been in Europe for 5 years. Because I stretched it, because it was a good time. The mark was good. It was the 70s. And I said, I think I'll just stay in Europe. And then I said, no, I better go back to the States. And so I said, where can I get housing? The Army. So I joined the Army from Europe. And I thought they would send me back to Europe.
Yes.
But they didn't.
Oh.
They sent me to Texas, San Antonio.
Well, I mean,
And it
I'm
was
a
all.
Texas girl.
It wasn't
so,
all. It was okay, but I mean,
it's not Europe.
It's the extremes. And so anyway, I went to. We lived in San Antonio. I did basic training, and I was stationed.
Yes.
In San Antonio, and it was nice. It was a nice change. In fact, I had thought about moving to Texas after I got in the Army. So I'm making up.
Yeah.
And after. And I was on the move. I was going up the chain. I was going up pretty fast.
Yeah.
But I had children to take care of, and I said, well, it's a total commitment. When they say they want you, they got you.
Yeah.
And so I said, well, I got out of the Army and I joined the reserves.
Okay. How many years did you serve in the Army?
Total 26.
Wow.
So most of my time was in the reserve time, except when I was active duty.
Right.
And that's when I went to combat.
Okay. Wow. And when you say combat, tell me.
Okay,
what
I was
program you
in
were
Denver, Colorado. I was still in the reserves,
Uh-huh.
and I got this call, and they said, Lieutenant Colonel Austin, you've been ordered to active duty. And I said, what is this, sir?
What is that rank?
Lieutenant Colonel.
Oh, now see there's so many layers to peel back
You have to have layers.
about Cheryl Leeper.
Yeah, they said, so you have been called to active duty. And I said, what is the Social Security number? And it was mine. But what I had done prior to that, because I don't care for the desert and all that heat, I had gone to, because I had a sense, it was the times. I said, things are getting kind of serious, But so I went to the NWTC school, which is Northern Warfare Training in Fort Greeley. And I thought, I said, if I could take that training, then I'll have that skill. And because I'd rather go where it's cold. And it's a tough course. It's at Fort Greeley, and you're in the glacier, and it's all the above. And I decided, I said, oh man, I'm going. I'll probably go to where it's cold. But, I didn't. I went to the desert. I went to.
Be careful what you ask for.
I went to the desert, and I was in a MASH hospital.
Oh my gosh.
So what they did is, we were a general hospital in our unit, but they cannibalized and sent people all over. So I went with an evac hospital, and we were in the middle of the desert, and we saw 5,000 patients, and we had 20 nurses, and we worked at least 20 hours, scuds on top, 135-degree weather, in mop gear.
Wow. Now that just prepares you for most anything that you're going to face in life, doesn't it?
It sure does.
Wow.
To go home, and then I decided I was taking care of this patient that had a heart attack, civilian, and scuds go over, and I'm underneath the stretcher. And I was thinking, how am I going to get out of this? There was no way,
Oh my gosh.
But if you just keep on just trying, things work out. And we got back, and that's why I'm not in the desert right now.
Yeah.
I'm in green country.
Yeah. Yes. How is it living here as an Okie?
Especially when I'm a corn husker. Till the day I die.
What? Oh my gosh. We're finished. We're done. That out of respect for my husband.
I know it. Out of my relatives. I am telling you, it's wonderful because my grandparents came from Boley, Oklahoma. Mm-hmm. So I didn't know anything about that history. And I really love Oklahoma because of I'm a tree hugger. And I figured that where there's tree, there's water.
Yes.
From being
Hopefully.
in the desert. And I like the area because it's beautiful to me.
It is beautiful.
Mm-hmm. And there are a lot of options,
Yeah.
It's not like as big as Texas, but you do have the dry area.
Mm-hmm.
You have the loggers on the east side. You don't have a lot of lakes.
Yeah.
And a lot of water.
Yeah. Well, we're sure thankful that you're here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in your little community of Walika, you're doing some pretty fascinating things. I mean, aside from the Outlaw Day, you've got a bakery. Mm-hmm. And now the locals have a different name for it sometimes, you say, but it's actually Mauvais.
Yeah, it's called Mavis.
Mavis.
Like C'est la vie. It's
C'est
French.
la vie, okay.
Yeah,
and that's French for
my life.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My mother had a beauty shop, and that was the name of her beauty shop.
But some of the locals, and I say we, because I'm a local, and I'm hick enough that I would say, oh, let's go to Mavis or Mavis.
You know what they say is, are we going to Mavis? I said, okay, we're going to have something different.
But I love that, and you mentioned your like motto, if you will. You mentioned it earlier. Long tables
and
short doors, long tables.
Yes.
Now, short doors for us tall people, that might be a little difficult.
No,
but no, I'm just teasing.
That's true. What's long tables, not taller doors.
Oh, okay. I had that wrong. I remembered that wrong from our first conversation. So
not taller
doors.
Longer
but the longer tables. I just love that. And we've sometimes when we're out and around and we get frustrated with the line is too long here or someone's too slow over there, and we forget, and this is not my analogy, but we forget that our plates are not all the same. We're not all capable of carrying the same thing on our plate. I mean, sounds like you're capable of carrying, you have a large plate. But someone else's plate may be small. And until we sit down at the table and have a conversation and learn that we just can't know. Everybody's got their own thing. And as we sit down and we have those conversations and we start learning about people, that's where we come together as a culture. I mean, cross-culture.
Yes.
You've experienced so much cross-culture in your life as well.
Yes.
You've had some great little funny stories to share with me about that, but I just love that you're bringing that into the community of Walika with your
it's
bakery.
A blessing. Where I grew up my mother was very smart. She moved us up from the black area to the Lithuanian area. And we couldn't go down there, but that's where the boys were.
Oh, because that's where the boys were.
And but we had a Polish community, and we had a Lithuanian community, a Czech. Everybody had their own community, but the bazaars, everybody went to them. We had one high school. Everyone went to the same high school. The work where people work, we had packing houses, and that was the only place to work. And so everybody's grandfather and fathers worked there. So they work shoulder to shoulder, and that's a different outcome. It makes different kids.
Yes,
it
does.
And so when I got the bakery, when I used to have, we lived in between a Bohemian bakery and a Lithuanian bakery. So I'm used to eating good food.
Yeah,
You know, I really am. And so when I opened the bakery, I said I would like to have that theme, you know, because that might bring healing. You know, because it's like you said, until we just sit down, if we take a break and sit down, you never know. You know,
Right.
maybe we can eat out of the same platter. Not at the same time, but, you know.
Right. Maybe.
Maybe we can share things, you know.
Yeah.
And so I thought that would be a good format.
Well, I love it. And
You know.
as you get to the point where you're open on a regular basis, I hope that you'll for sure share those hours and days with us
Yes.
so that we all can come and enjoy that, because I'm looking forward to it for sure. What advice would you give to this young generation that's coming up? You know, military, not military, career path, just life in general. What do you have to say to the young kids today?
Well, I would say not to give up, number one, and maybe to try to narrow your vision. There's so much activity when you step out the front door, and there's so many options, and there's so many people are parenting so differently. You know, I think we're going to have to get back to some basics. Number one is compassion. Number two, neighborhoods being responsible, or trying to be responsible for what's going on
Yes.
in the neighborhood, and to be in the areas where there are changes happening. So those are the fields that maybe they might look at going into. But the bottom line is you have to look at the want ads and see
You gotta be willing to do it, don't you?
and see what's needed.
How about some words of encouragement to that single mom raising those kids? Because that was you.
I would say is that you know, I was blessed. I was blessed to, and I'm grounded in faith. I try to be. We're not perfect,
Right.
but try to be grounded in faith. And if a person, I'll talk about myself, whenever I've had those situations, 'cause I have a lot of situations like everybody else, I have a lot of stories, but I try to go back to that, and I ask that I'm surrounded around those kind of people, so that I can be uplifted.
Yes.
You know, and I won't say it's tough. I think pain is pain, sadness is sadness, you know, but to look for, even when we have a hard time, if you just keep on just trying, you know, just trying, you know, our families are cannibalized, so there's not a lot of structure, you know, all the things that help support us in our 50s and 60s, there's not a lot of funding for.
Yeah.
But you know, there's always a way. You know, that if you don't give up, that's the main thing.
Just don't give up.
Don't give up. You know, look for positive people. You know, I won't say it's all older people, but look for someone who can help you. You know, because they're there. They're in the neighborhood. They're in the churches.
And that's, I've got to tell you, I mean, that's what I'm loving about Mornings with Missy so much already, is that I've just been so blessed to get to meet women like yourself to help fill my cup, because it takes community. And I'm so grateful to have met you, and I know this is going to be a long friendship.
Yes.
Is there anything before we finish up today that I haven't touched on? Let me just look at my notes and make sure. Is there anything we missed?
Well, I think I'm just so glad, and you know, I have to return what you say. I'm just so glad that you're here and doing this, because it's you know, I think in communities, whether small or big, you get situated, and you have folks that, you know, don't want to change, and everything is changing around them.
Right.
You know, but there's change coming.
There is change coming.
And you know, when we can just sit down, I love history, and I love all that, but I'm more of a process. Okay, we got all this stuff going on. Now, what can we do to make it different?
Right.
You know, and you're doing this, so thank you.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I am so thankful for
Yes.
Cheryl Leeper being here today. You all get out to Walika. on the 6th of September. Stop by and take part in all of the activities that are going on out there, but
Yes.
especially let's get out there and support our veterans.
Yes.
Cheryl, thank you so much. We'll be looking forward to seeing you all here next week, 10 a.m. Tuesday morning.